All right, man, let's talk about Detroit Lions and expectations and things of that nature. Speak on it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. You go live or drop a video. Now, a lot of people feel like the Lions are on the cusp of turning that corner. I think I'm seeing on some sports books with Dan Campbell the favorite to be coach of the year next year. You've seen, where a lot of people say we're the Lions are the next up and coming team. And I just caution people, bro. The Lions got to do it. There's been plenty of times where, they had good ranking offense, good ranking defense. They look good on paper, and they couldn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of optimism surrounding how they finished the season last year. I can't say that it hasn't, got to me, but what keeps me humble is, being a Lions fan for over 30 years and seeing them do it all. And it's going to be interesting on how Brad Holmes attacks it. You got to understand this year 3 of a rebuild. And a lot of people that understand him not spending a lot of money in free agency because I don't think he was rushing to get anything done. I think hence that's why they took the chances on the guys who had a questionable injury history or had injuries. Hence that's why he ain't been aggressive free agency. You had to understand he had to get the cap right. From Jamie Collins, from guys like Trey Flowers. It was quite a few guys that was that was stealing money for the most part. Damn near legally stealing money. So, and he took his time and he built it in his way the right way through the draft. That's the only way you really can build depth and build longevity is, through the draft and with a great quarterback. That's the only reason why New England was so good. It was because of Tom Brady. And Bill Belichick kind of, he wasn't a great drafter. If you look at the history of him drafting, he sucked at drafting for the most part. But one thing about it was he did a great job of salvaging players from other bad situations, and like Randy Moss and, Kyle Vinoy. You know what I'm saying? They did a great job of, supplementing drafting. They drafted some solid players here and there. But they supplemented drafting, with just resalvaging players, but it always starts with, a great quarterback, and it starts with being able to draft, because guess what? Regardless of how you feel, you're going to have to pay a quarterback big money. And guys like Blake Bortles got great contracts. Guys like, my nigga's on fire. Daniel Jones got big money. And people say, well, how could Daniel Jones get this, and how did Blake Bortles get that? Because Jaguars carried him to the championship game, and he was the reason they lost to the AFC championship game. Is because these GMs are scared to draft they scared to evaluate a quarterback. It's one of the harder things to do, even though they made playing the position as simple as it's ever been, because guess what? I ain't got to worry about getting hit. That's why Brady can play into his 40s. Had Brady, played in the 90s, early 2000s, 70s, 60s, no way he would have played into his 40s. No way. So what you got to do to replenish depth on the team is draft. You have to draft, and that's one thing that he's done a good job at identifying guys on other teams. He's been a good job of drafting guys. Finding guys middle, finding guys late, finding guys early. So, he's done a great job of evaluating talent. Now, was there some pieces here already? It was, a few. It wasn't much. You started looking across the team, who was really here. You had Taylor Decker, you know what I'm saying? You had a few other guys that was here. But really, the receiving core is new. Tight end room is new. Swift been here, you continue to look across down defensively. Pretty much everybody knew, other than a guy like Jeff Okudah, and Amani Araria, which he probably more likely gone right now. So, it's expectations, but you got to remember too, that they still premature in this rebuild. If he continues to like just slow cook this rebuild, it's still new. And honestly, to me, it don't really, the clock don't really start until they find a quarterback, or until Jared Goff, win more than Matthew Stafford won here. And if that's win the NFC North, or if that's win a playoff game, whichever was to come for, I think you have to win the playoff game. I think winning the North would be huge too, but I think that would have to be, accompanied by a playoff win. Not just a playoff home game. And that's what you got to do. So, you got to understand they're still premature in this process. They're still premature in this process of finding talent. And rebuilding, and a lot of things worked in their favor, and some things haven't. Like the guys they drafted that was injured, it hasn't worked in their favor. We talk about the Anazorkis, Jameson Williams, still young. The Pascals is still young. So you got to understand, they may get a jolt. I told y'all, they might get a completely, like, half a draft class with them guys getting healthy. I mean, what if Melifano, stay healthy? You know what I'm saying? He did a great job, guarding Devontae Adams a couple years ago till he got injured. I know if it's an if. If Anazorki can stay healthy, I know that's a big if. A lot of people was in the comment section saying they want to do, they might as well have released him. I can't be mad at that. Pascal, we gotta give him a chance to, get to a fresh start. Jameson, give him a chance to get a fresh start, full camp under his leg. So you gotta understand along, people talking about this draft class. I told y'all gonna get another draft class, a semi-draft class back. Hopefully Anazorki can play. You get Pascal back. You get Jameson Williams back. You know what I'm saying? So them three prominent guys that you can get back. Then don't forget, you get a healthy James Mitchell, a year removed from blowing out his ACL. So, hopefully Melifano, who wasn't healthy all this year, made the switch to safety. I mean, it's about five or six guys in the past two drafts and Brad Holmes that you could get back that might be able to get their feet wet and be 100%. So you got to understand, if he ain't aggressive in free agency, it's okay. He just going to build this thing nice and slow. And they going to build it through the most efficient way to build it, and that's through the draft. But one thing about sustaining that longevity is you need a quarterback to do so. Because it's going to be times, like, look at Patrick Mahomes. People saying, well, without Tyreek Hill, what he going to do? In the AFC Championship game, even though they cheated for them, like I said, I got nothing against Kansas City. I'm a huge Mahomes, but I just call a spade a spade. They was cheating for him, but even you look at the AFC Championship game, Travis Kelce wasn't 100% either. And all their receivers went down. He still made a play on the bum ankle. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand about the quarterback. That's what separates Goff from the tier 1 guys. That's the biggest thing that separates Matthew Stafford from the tier 1 guys. When you and that's what that's like Lamar right up under those guys. I heard Man BC said on my post on Twitter that we have to like Lamar as Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. I mean, then again, I could play the devil's advocate on that. I could flip that on the other side, and I get back to talking about Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, Cam Newton, how they lack offensive resources when they play. It's no different from Lamar. Get Lamar T. Higgins, get Lamar Jamar Chase, get Lamar Tyler Boyd. You know what I'm saying? Shit, give him a guy like Joe Mixon. And I'm a huge Joe Burrow fan. He did a lot of that first and second year without an offensive line. Huge. But let's just keep it real. They just seem like they tell a lot of those, mobile black quarterbacks, what, since you can run, we don't need to give you no fucking receivers. I just would like to see the man, with some weapons. And if he don't succeed, hey, I understand. But he had the 4th best winning percentage in the NFL amongst quarterbacks. And outside of Mark Andrews, who did he have? J.K. Dobbs, he got injured. He did come back, but come on. Rashad Bateman, he ain't been in the league with a second like J.K. Dobbs. But all it boiled down to, And we seen in the beginning of the season, can you make something? Can you make a play? When everything ain't perfect, 100% perfect, can you make a play? And what we seen from Jared Goff, he can't. It was the same thing, when Ty Gurley went down. Can you make a play when a play needs to be made? Can you carry somebody? We seen Rodgers do it. This year he did it. That team wasn't that good amongst receivers. That's what really separate those guys. But that's gonna be his thing. He gonna be judged how he continues to put the depth around draft, depth around his team. He gonna be judged Holmes on the quarterback. And all these GMs are scared to draft a quarterback. This is why you see Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, they get this money. Daniel Jones, remember Blake Bortles got paid. That's why you see Ryan Tannehill, even though Derrick Henry the real MVP down in Nashville. This is why you see teams keep paying them. It's not because of their skin color. A lot of the times it's not. Sometimes, may play a factor, right? But it's because they scared to go draft another quarterback. That's what it is. There's no perfect algorithm. There's no pro football focused algorithm. No deep analytics is going to tell you if a quarterback going to be successful or not. It's an enigma. And this is why guys like, these guys continue to get paid. This is why. Because teams are scared to switch it up. Even though Kirk Cousins suck, not gonna get you over the hump, they just say, it's easier to keep Kirk Cousins at quarterback and try to make everything perfect around Kirk Cousins and win. Don't that sound familiar? Don't that sound like Jared Goff? The Lions just build around Jared Goff, man. It doesn't exist. It don't get more perfect than what Jalen Hurts had in Philadelphia this year, or what Matthew Stafford had with the LA Rams. And that wasn't via the draft. Yeah, they drafted some draft picks. That was via free agency, via trades and all that type of stuff they was putting. And guess what? Once you put all them assets and that effort in them, guess what? You got to pay them. It's a cap. The same MLB. It's a salary cap. You got to go pay them. And when you got to go pay them guys, man, it's a wrap. And then you don't have draft picks. Then you got a fucked up, salary cap situation. And it's like, damn. So ain't no perfect, how people think it is, where you can just draft and make everything perfect and draft defense around God's team. That doesn't exist. It gets no more perfect than the Eagles from this year and the Rams from last year. And even the Eagles had all those names and they was healthy, had to go, but that just lets you show how great Patrick Mahomes is. That show you that power of an elite quarterback, and ain't hard to find. An elite quarterback, it ain't 7 game series where I got to beat Mike 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Or I got to beat Kobe and Shaq 7 times or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? That's the power of a great quarterback. They can be great for one game, or games they got the short end of the stick. So, just want to speak on that, man. A lot of people got a lot of expectations, but I would tell y'all, wait till they actually turn the corner, win the North, win the playoff game, and do it. It's been a lot of times before where they look good on paper and they did stumble. So be patient. And that might not be Brad Holmes' intention. He might not see it like me, like it's a void in the NFC. Let's go ahead, hit the hole, hit it hard. Let's go skip some steps. Let's go win it. He may just continue just to build the right way and follow his plan. I'm pretty sure he got a several step plan to do so. So y'all expectations, the public expectations, Vegas expectations may not line up with the Lions expectations. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video financially. You want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.